welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you a TV season review. Yes, I bit the bullet. I followed the hype, streamed over 9 hours of footage, episodes, whatever the hell. What the hell am I talking about? I'm talking about this so-called biggest thing that's ever hit Netflix in recent years. Squid Games. Yes, you heard me right. I know, earlier podcasts and stuff, I said, I'm not going to check this out. It doesn't interest me, blah, 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 blah. So with people convincing me or twisting my arm, I had Dr. Movies telling me, King, you got to check it out. Give it a try. Don't be one of those losers who just kind of write things off and don't check it out. At least watch the first couple episodes of this 9-episode season and see what you feel. You know, then you could say if you like it, hate it, and all that shit. So I'm like, cool. And then my niece even said, check it out on Netflix. Do it. I got the time. So yes, I spent over 9 hours in one single day to binge watch Squid Games. And I can honestly tell you guys, I was pleasantly surprised. Yes, I admit it. I hated on it so much, but I did check it out. I stuck through the first 2 episodes. And then I followed through with the rest and watched the entirety of this thing. And it was worth it. Check it out, guys. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get into the details and all that shit because, you know, had fans gracefully said, King, we can look all that shit up. You don't have to go through all the actors, directors, and all this shit and runtime and all that crap. Just tell us that it comes out in 2021 like this one did. And give us your thoughts. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. And holy shit, like at the beginning, it starts off with this typical guy down on his luck. You know, I think his name is Wuhan, I think his name is. Gambling problem, lives with his mother. They're poor, has issues, problems, gambling, addiction, gets into trouble. He owes money to people. And that's how this whole series is, guys. It's a whole bunch of people that are in financial debt and troubles. And people offer a way for them to win not thousands or millions, billions, and change their lives around. But they don't know all the catches to it. So each of them gets a card. They do these little tasks and they get recruited, you know, with the promise that they're going to do something. And at first there's a hiccup. They can vote if they want to continue because the first game they played, which you've seen in the damn trailers, was red light, green light. And holy crap, that was unbelievable. You've seen it in the trailer, but when you see the whole scene play out, and the shock of these people when the first person gets shot, they're like, what just happened here? And then a second one, and they realize what's happening. And then all of them scramble, and they all get killed. Literally, they started with like 400 and I think 56 people or 59 people or some shit like that. And literally 200 of them just done like that. You know? So warning, guys, spoilers. So just in case I didn't mention it before. If you haven't seen Squid Game for yourselves, come back later. Come back in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts of the series. Do you like it and all that crap? And check out what I thought of the series. Anyways, back to the thing. So after the first game, half of the people are gone. There's people panicking. You meet every single person under the sun in society, from douchebags doing illegal stuff that shouldn't even be getting a chance and all this shit to much, much more. You got people who are honest, good people who want to do good for their families. Like there's this girl who makes it near the end, the final 3. She wants to get her baby brother out of an orphanage because her mom's stuck up in the north and she wanted money so she can get him out and give him a good life. And then, of course, you got the main character who he wants to go back in again after he gets back out to not only bail his own ass, but to help his mother who has diabetes. And if she doesn't get the proper surgery, they're going to cut and amputate her feet, right? So little things like that, you're wondering what's going on. And of course, an added element and twist, there's this cop who believes one of the contestants, the main guy, who goes back and he finds the same damn card that this guy was chirping about. They were saying that he was crazy and shit because the story that he came back with to tell the cops to find out what's going on with this whole shit, that people were getting killed, was ludicrous, over the top. But this cop decides, you know what? I'm going to listen to this guy. So he kind of sneaks in and he finds his way right to this damn secluded island where all this shit's going on. So for pretty much 7 or 8 of the episodes, he's undercover trying to uncover shit like that, you know? Cool costumes. The action and the suspense is unreal. Like, you're like waiting for every single thing to go down. And it's like, okay, is that person going to survive? Is that person going to survive? There's a core, like maybe 5 or 10 people that you kind of get used to and you follow throughout the whole thing. And as the rounds go on in the games, you start to lose them, especially the second last thing. Holy crap. And then you kind of figure out, it's kind of like what it typically is, guys. It's the rich putting on a show, betting on humans killing themselves and doing whatever for money. Because, you know, the rich get bored and they do shit like that, right? But there's this guy wearing a mask called the Frontman. Holy shit, that was a surprise and a half who he was. But I kind of had a funny feeling. Cop was looking for his brother. Couldn't find his brother. Near the end, it's revealed that this Frontman is his brother. And his brother ends up shooting him and stuff. Whether he died going off the cliff near the end, I don't know. Because they were chasing him off the island. No clue. But holy shit, very crazy. Let me tell you, 456 is the biggest number, guys. I apologize. So the first game was red light, green light. That was crazy with that robot turning around shooting people. That was unreal in the head and shit. The second game was, what is it called? Oh, they had these like cookies and they had to pick shapes and they had to trim around the cookie without making it crack to survive that test. And trust me, a lot more people die. There's so many people die. And as they die, guys, there's a big piggy bank on top that money keeps on dropping in to kind of entice these guys. It's fucking nuts. Pardon the language. And then the third game was team. They had to pick a team, right? Tug of war. That was crazy how they were trying to figure it out because the main guys had women on their team. And of course, people think women are weak and shit like that. But thank God there was a couple of smart people on the team to kind of figure out how to do their leverage and kind of survive that. The next team event, which was heartbreaking, I'll tell you right now, was, how do you call it? Pick the best person you want to be with to do the next task. We didn't know what it was. It was with marbles. So they had literally, I think, 10 or 20 minutes to play a marble game. And whoever captured the other one's marbles ends up surviving. And unfortunately, guys, everybody thought, oh, yeah, we're going to pick the, you know, be 2-on-2 kind of thing. No. The biggest thing was, that was the most heartbreaking. I think this was episode number 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. Saddest of them all. When you had two good people fighting each other and shit like that, and only one could survive. And there was this old gentleman that was there that the main character befriends, and he's kind of losing it a little bit. He has dementia or a tumor and shit. So he kind of gains a relationship with this guy. Oh my God, that was sad. Like, you know, and the way he was cheating in order to survive that was pretty slow. But oh my God, that was heartbreaking. But a lot of good people, even though they did bad things, went down. And it was a lot of that emotional connection and shit and heartbreak, I'll tell you right now. And then the following round, it was this bridge of glass. And they had to pick between the kind of like strong glass and the weak glass. And as they go, they have 16 guys left, guys, up to this point. Whatever step you step on, depending on what breaks, you fall down, you die to your death, right? And this is when we get introduced to the VIPs coming in and gambling and all this shit with their little fancy masks and shit like that. And no, this is not a series for any kids, so don't let your kids watch it. So they're making their way. And of course, there's the douchebag who, you know, does a few things, but he gets his come up into this girl. He did this girl wrong and dirty. So this girl ends up getting him and flipping him down, and they both die, which, excellent. And he was holding up the line because depending on your order, 1 to 16, you have to go in that order right across. And you only had like 10 minutes to cross the bridge. If not, the whole place goes up and shit. And the 3 main characters, the female with the brother in the orphanage, the 2 high school friends, one that he like lost 90 billion, that his mother would always give the main character fish and stuff, was there. And he's such a scumbag. Let's say that he turned out to be a scumbag. And then of course the good guy, right? The main character. So there was the 3 of them left. But at the end of that, shards of glass blew everywhere and they hit the girl. So the girl's actually bleeding profusely. They're having this nice little fancy dinner before this big send-off, and then they end up going back. They notice that she's not eating. So the guy and the lead person, I can't remember, Jihan, So we'll make a pact. We'll, no matter what happens, we'll both get out of here. And but the girl wanted to make sure that he'll, make a promise that he'll take care of her brother if something happens to her, and vice versa, and all this shit, depending on who wins the cash. So as he discovers that she's bleeding, he goes to get help, and the other douchebag ends up Samu or whatever the hell ends up going, and he actually puts a knife in her neck, and she's dead, because they're wondering why they bring in a casket, because they bring in caskets, guys, and then they take the bodies away. And some of these idiots on the side with the purple mask had a little racket going on. They would take these bodies and pretend to burn them, throw them down, and they would get this doctor who was on the douchebags team. He would know what was going on in advance in order for him to help them cut the organs out and sell on the black market and make some money on the side. But all that gets unraveled and shit. There's so much, guys, that I'm leaving out, but I don't want to get into complete details. But he gets his come money. They end up paying him and all that shit because the front man finds out all this shit. Trust me. And yeah, and we're wondering, when the VIPs come, you're wondering, why doesn't the guy who's in charge of this all go meet him? The old guy had died too, that they were playing marbles, and he gave him the last one. I was like, holy shit, but the shocker's not even here yet. So anyways, it's the three of them. The one gets, the lady ends up getting buried and died, so it leaves the two good friends, and they're playing this Squid game, which is the old kids game in Korea. Apparently people play that, had a couple of circles, and you have to kind of put your foot there, and then they were kind of fighting and stabbing each other and going all out. And the good guy, even though they're both bozos, I can't even remember his name, man. Anyways, the good guy from the beginning of the film, he ends up having the upper hand. He has this guy beat. He's on the ground. And as he goes to the top part of the Squid thing to claim the money and victory, he goes, no, I'm not doing this. Screw it. He goes back to the guy, and they have a nice little heartfelt little chat. And the other guy says, you know what? Too bad our mums won't be able to cook our foods or something like that for us. And then he ends up stabbing himself in the neck. Done. Kills him. The guy wins the money. He ends up getting bailed out. He gets the money cleaned up and shit like that. Gets a bullshit explanation of why him and all this shit. Why do you have to kill people and shit? Gets tossed on the street. 1 year later. Well, gets tossed on the street. He makes his way home. His mother passed away, guys. She didn't make it. So that was kind of sad and devastating for him. He bumped into the guy who killed himself at the end, mother, and said, I don't know what happened. Kind of ignored him. She gave him fish heads again, or whatever the hell, or fish, and he ends up going his way. And yeah, 1 year later, he's kind of like disheveled, like all over the place and shit. Doesn't touch his money really. Goes to visit a bank. The bank guy gives him money. And then he ends up on the beach drinking his brains out. And this old lady comes selling flowers and gives him a flower with this card. And it's the same damn card. And this card ends up leading him to the old guy who he thought died and backstabbed on the damn thing. He's still alive and breathing, this old man. You find out that the old man was the one who was in charge of this whole entire shindig. And he wanted to be a part of it instead of watching. He wanted to have more fun before he went out. So he legitimately died. So as they're watching from the room and having this conversation, he's kind of like, want to make a bet? I bet you nobody's going to help that guy on the street there, homeless guy who's drunk. He's going to freeze to death within 20 minutes or whatever the hell. And it's like he didn't want to take it. And like as they're conversing and he's getting all this elaborate conversation from this guy, he passes away. And just a couple seconds before a police officer comes with this lady who's seen that homeless guy to save this guy. And he goes, see, you still don't win. So this guy realizes, you know what? I got to live my life and whatever. So he ends up going, gets a haircut, dyes his hair fucking red, ends up going to the orphanage, takes the kid to the guy, Samu's, whatever his name's, mother, who's lonely, goes, here, please take care of the kid, give him a good home, leaves a suitcase, and the suitcase has tons of shitload of money, and he put a little note saying, this is the money that I owed your son, and he kind of takes off, headed to the airport, the very same airport that he was there, that he got drawn in by the same guy who's trying to recruit people to join this thing with that smash the card thing and flip it over crap deal. He was getting slapped around. He was headed to LA to go visit his daughter because his daughter and his ex-wife and whatever went to the States, right? Because he needed a job there. So he was headed there. And then he finds the card from that guy that, you know, he basically ran over and kind of nope, you're not going. So I don't know if he gave him the money or whatever. He didn't. He took that card. He ends up calling. And he calls the same dudes. And the guys on the phone realize it's him. He goes, for your own good, get on that damn plane. And that's it. So instead of going to see his daughter, he turns her around. So I don't know if he's going to try and stop shit from happening or whatever the crap. There is going to be a sequel. And that's how it leaves it off. Him going there with the card in his hand going, okay, I'm going to fix you bastards. So yeah, if it's going to be a sequel, I don't know what the hell they're going to do to top this one. 9 episodes, guys, believe it or not. And the last 3 episodes, great. Like, if you have to stick around for the last 3, because it just elevates it up to a point that you start to grow to like these characters, even though they're bad and corrupt, as they go further along in the storyline and they progress. But I was totally surprised. I thought it was just going to be one of these things to go to the games, kill each other, winner takes all, that's it. But there's more elements in it, more mystery and all that crap. Has everything wrapped in one bow, and it's actually good. I highly recommend you guys checking out Squid Game on Netflix. My God, it stars a whole bunch of amazing Korean actors and actresses. They brought it. Let's just say that. I'm very pleased. I didn't mind wasting I did it in one day. So if you get up in the morning at 8, you'll be done by about 9 or this time, you know, so you can do your own review. But anyways, go check it out for yourselves. Come back in the comment section. Let the king know. Did you like this series? Did you hate it? Did you buy into the hype like I kind of did near the end? I don't know. I totally recommend you guys checking this out. It's something you got to check out no matter what. Whether it's today, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now. In your life, you got to check it out. It's done. It's not like everything else that you think it is. It's well written, well directed, very colorful, well shot. And like I said, get past the first 2 episodes, and I think you guys will be okay. You'll enjoy the rest of it. So there you go, guys. That is my review on Squid Games. Hope you guys like it. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other content, my other reviews, podcasts, you name it, the works. Anything on the movie throne. And most importantly, guys, stay off the king's throne, and I'll see you guys soon with another TV season review down the road sometime when I have time. Time is precious, and the king doesn't want to waste it. So until then, be the hell good, and I'll see you guys very soon.